And you know that I love books. For the rest of my life, books, I will adore you. To make everything right, though, I read books. So Jesse over at Book Ties and Books sent me this. They sent your full disclosure has been on my wish list for a while, you all, and I'm like, oh my god, I wish I could get it soon. And now I have it. Like, firstly, Jesse, for your generosity, I say thank you. For your kindness, I say thank you. For the notes you included, I say thank you. Oh my god, full disclosure by Cameron Garrett. I have wanted to read this book forever because this book features an HIV positive protagonist, Simone, who like changed schools the last time her secret got out and she faced the backlash, right? So she's in this new school, she's like things are working well for her. She's directing one of her favorite dramas, Rent, for a school production. She has this boy, Miles, and she's making googly eyes at him and he's making googly eyes at her. You know, they're hitting things up, and then, you know, they start dating, and she of course knows that when they start dating, she's already thinking, okay, eventually we'll have sex. How exactly do I broach this topic with him that I am HIV positive? And while she's still debating that, someone attempts to blackmail her, telling her to break up with Miles if she does not want her secret out. And Simone is like, do you know what, fuck you to the earth and back. She's like, fuck you to the sun and back, because she decides to take control of her life. She's terrified, but she decides she's going to define her story, tell it at her time. I honestly think that there are not many books that feature HIV positive protagonists, and having Cameron Garrett give us this story.
Perfection.
Also, look at the color. I love... when black skin is photographed right and the art is done right, look at this. Look at the coloring on this. Isn't this stunning? Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Jesse, once again, thank you. Next, I got Legend Born by Tracy Dion. Oh my god, Legend Born by Tracy Dion. Oh my god, come pop things, this is a game mode. It's chasing my snapping fingers. Come pop, what are you doing? Little kitten cat. Actually, it's no longer a kitten, it's a cat. It's a teenage cat that is all like, oh my god, I don't want to go on camera anymore. Like, please, it's so uncool. Right, Compop? Right? You think it's uncool? You think it's uncool, baby? Of course. Lick my fingers. Lick my finger. Okay, sorry. I got distracted. So, Legend Born by Tracy Dion won that cover. She's thicker in person. I don't know why I thought this was going to be a slim book, but she's thicker in person. This is an Arthurian retelling, and you all know how much I love Arthurian retellings. And in this, we follow Bree, whose mother died, and as such, our entire community has been tainted with that memory. So Brie has always been looking for a way to go out, and so she gets this opportunity to go to this prestigious school. But on her first night in the school, she kind of sees like energies and demons feeding off of human energies, and she's like, hey yo, what the fuck? There's this battle that goes on, and one of the Legendborns comes to try and wipe a memory. Now the Legendborns are descendants of King Arthur's knights, right? Like I said, it's an Arthurian retelling. So they are descendants of King Arthur's knight, and they're trying to wipe her memory, but they do not succeed. In fact, the failed memory wipe then unlocks a memory for Bria. She realizes that her mother's death was actually supernatural. It was not natural, and that there had been a Legendborn present to wipe child Bree's memory. And so she decides that she's going to take down the Legendborn, and she teams up with Nick, who had been exiled from the Legendborn and also is seeking vengeance. But then as they are unraveling the secret of the Legendborn, they do realize that there is a big supernatural battle coming up, and the only thing standing between humanity, right, and destruction are the Legendborn. So I'm guessing that these two will eventually join the society. I'm curious, and I want to know, because my friends have read this book and they love it, and I'm like, oh my god, I have Legendborn in my hands, you all. Joy, I got joy in my heart. Joy, joy in my heart. Joy, joy in my heart. Look at me, I've got some joy in my heart. Yeah, joy in my heart today. I am so happy. What the fuck am I singing? This was gifted to me by the amazing Luana. Luana, thank you. Your note made me cry. Like, it made me hardcore tear up. Like, I was just like, I'm happy that my content brings you so much joy. And that is one of the greatest compliments like you all ever tell me. Like, oh my god, Nori, I love your content. You make me laugh. You make me happy. I'm happy that I'm able to share the joy that books bring me with you all, and that it's contagious through the screen, because, you know, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, fine. Sorry. Serious Noria, serious face. This is Noria, serious face on. So yeah, thank you. Now moving on to the books I got from my Book of the Month subscription, starting with The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abidare. I love okay. So, if you're Nigerian, you are familiar with the concept of the house help, right? The house help, which is usually a young girl that is brought in from an impoverished family to work and like to help around the house. Some people treat their house helps well, right, with actual payment, education, etc., etc., and some people do not. They basically treat them like slaves. And in The Girl with the Louding Voice, we follow Adunni, a 14-year-old Nigerian girl who is dreaming of a future, and her future involves having an education. Unfortunately, her father decides that he would rather marry her off, so he marries her off at age 14, and that is when she realizes the value that society places on girls. And when it is that I think her husband died, and then she's then secretly sold off as a domestic servant, what we call a house help, to a wealthy family that lives in a posh area in Lagos. When she gets there, she realizes that she's meant to take over the place of her predecessor, Rebecca, who disappeared without a word. And in this book, it's an unraveling of that mystery, and also of Adunni finding her voice, whether she's speaking in broken English or she's saying it in song or even in whispers. But in itself, Adunni's voice builds until she can speak. For girls like her, for girls like Rebecca, who fade and who become part of the statistic and fade into the system. I know that this book is going to break me, because once again, I do think that the whole concept of house girl, house help that is popular here in Nigeria, I think it is a shitty concept, especially because of the abysmal pay, the abysmal way in which they're treated, etc., etc. Most families have encountered that system in one way or the other. When I was growing up, my mom had an house help. She didn't keep them for long though. I think she tried it once or twice, realized that she did not like it, and just like said, you know what, we'll clean our house ourselves. I think there's like most families in Nigeria at some point in time have encountered them, and the conversation has been like present and increasing in volume with regards whether we should just drop it and abolish it entirely. But I know this book is going to wreck me, but it's a coming of age story, so I'm ready. And I have a friend who was like, yo Noria, you absolutely need to read The Girl with the Louding Voice. And I'm like, I'm going to brace myself, but I know I'm going to love it. Next up for me is The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai. I am so excited about this because you all know I have a weakness, a fondness for fake dating, fake marriages, fake engagements. And in this, we have Daisy Patel. Daisy, who is a software engineer and who basically has her shit together. Like, she definitely has her shit together more than I do. And like, her life is good, but she does not have a boyfriend. And what does she do when her family considers that like the absolute thing that is breaking their heart? Like, they want her to marry. So what she does is that she reaches out to Liam Murphy, who is a childhood crush and was her brother's best friend. And so she reaches out to him and is like, yo Liam, do you want to fake engage me? Like, do you want to fake be engaged with me? And Liam is like, oh, that is not bad, because his grandfather died and there's a clause in his grandfather's inheritance that he must be married. So he's like, okay, do you know what, there's something in it for you, you can get your family off your back. There's something in it for me, I can get my inheritance. That works. But then sparks fly and things get even more complicated, because see, Liam had been a dumbass when they were younger and he had broken Daisy's heart. And all I'm here is like, so hold up, it's a fake engagement, right? With an inheritance twist to it, and I used to be in love with him twist to it, and I broke her heart when we were younger twist to it. So when the sparks fly, right, and emotions creep in, Liam is going to be fucked, because Daisy is going to be like, you broke my heart, you're not getting a second chance. And I'm here for it. This is it. You get what I'm saying? This is it. Also, this cover is so pretty. Oh, I can't wait to read this. Oh, many great books on my list. I can't wait to read them soon. Next up, I got This Time Next Year by Sophie Cousins. How Many Chances to Meet Your Perfect Match. This is also one of my Book of the Month picks. And this is, the concept in this I found very intriguing, right? So you have Minnie who locked out of a cash prize and a bomb-ass name when she was born. What do I mean by that? So there was this whole thing going on in 1990 in London, and the very first baby that was born in that year was given a cash, like the family was given a cash prize, and the baby was given a name, Quinn, right? Minnie was born just seconds after the baby that got that. So the baby that got that was Quinn, a boy. Minnie was born seconds after, so she lost out on the cash prize and she lost out on the name, and she believes that bad luck in a way, or lack of good luck, has followed her all her life. And so she's always just been very resentful of this Queen guy that took her name and took her money. So what happens when on their 30th birthday party, right, they run into each other and Minnie is like, you fucking ass thief, and Queen is like, the fuck are you talking about, right? Because I know that's what I would say if I was Queen. And she's all like, ugh, I hate that guy. And then they go their separate ways. But what happens when fate keeps insisting on bringing them back together? So they keep crossing paths like consistently after that part. So you know emotions and feelings are going to develop. And I'm just like, I like the concept. I also like the fact that Minnie is a petty bitch, because I would be a petty bitch like Minnie. And I also like that Queen is the confused fucker, because Queen is like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I would also be confused if I was in Queen's shoes. But I want to be Minnie. I want to be petty like Minnie, but not as unlucky as Minnie. Does that make any sense? Anyway, This Time Next Year is yet another romance book I got, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to read it. And the last set of books I'm sharing for this book haul is bam! Da-da-da! Yes, somebody sent me the Heroes of Olympus box set. Like, so it has the Lost Hero, the Son of Neptune, the Mark of Athena, the House of Hades, the Blood of Olympus. She is beautiful. She's also kind of like, this is like a weight. I can like lift her. I can use her to build my biceps. Imagine this book is like growing, like, you know, growing my mind, expanding my mind, and also expanding my biceps. Like, ooh. She working double. She's pulling a double shift. But anyway, I really am so happy. So far, I've been gifted the Percy Jackson and the Olympiad series. I've also been gifted the Kane Chronicles series, and now the Heroes of Olympus, and I think that there are just 2 more series and I would have the book set in this world complete, and I am so excited. The only thing that is breaking my heart is I have no idea who sent me this box set. Like, if you're the one that was generous to send it to me, because like, I'm certain you probably put in a note, but the notes like did not get to me. So if you're the one that sent me the Heroes of Olympus box set, firstly, I want to say thank you. Thank you. Your generosity knows no bounds. I am in awe. I am in shock. I am delighted. My mind is fucking blown, motherfucking blown. So yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you if you're the one that sent this to me. And also, could you please let me know in the comments that, yo, Nari, I was the one that got you the Heroes of Olympus box set. You're very much welcome. I love the fact that you love the gift. Please drop it down in the comments down below. But I am so excited. Thank you. So yeah, those are all the books I am hauling in this book haul. What's the first book I want to read? It's a toss-up, actually. It's a toss-up between Full Disclosure, The Girl with the Louding Voice, and Legendborn. I'm not sure. I might read all 3 in March. I don't know. I will probably be doing a TBR video for March, which is the first one I'm doing this year. Compub might be generous enough to help me. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that is my book haul. Let me know if you've read any of those books. Let me know if any of these books are, like, the way in which I've talked about them, if any of them interest you, if you've never heard of them before. Drop it down in the comments down below. As always, if you liked this video, if you enjoyed it, do not forget to give it a big thumbs up. Check out my other videos. Subscribe if you want to, and if you do decide to subscribe, please do not forget to click on the notification bell to have all notifications turned on so you don't miss any of my new videos, because 2021 has been kicking my ass. So my upload schedule has been all over the place. My internet has also been all over the place, so I have been all over the place. But so you don't miss any of my new videos, because yeah, I usually make videos every Wednesdays and Sundays at 2 p.m. EST. But like I said, internet, life, everything has just been up in the wind since this year started. So just help a sister out. Help a sister out. Until next time, stay passionate, love books, love yourself. Bye.